spoilers ahead for My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 3. We are moving right along here, and we pick up right where we left off with the vestiges. This is before the intro music there. And we kind of see it wraps up what we were talking about last time with the whole All for One versus One for All. Mm-hmm. And the torment that All for One put his brother through.
I mean, it's a replay from the end of episode 2, right? Like, he was doing the face palm, wait, stop it, at the end of 2, and then they moved on, and then they just replayed the part where he talked to him. I thought the first couple minutes was just more of last episode. They're kind of one-piecing it, where it's like, last time we're gonna play that episode again.
Yeah,
but it's
it turns out it's just 10 minutes of new material.
Yeah. It's not, in terms of the amount, is not as bad as One Piece, but they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're just slowly adding more and more of the last episode into this episode.
In this one, they remember you mentioned last episode about the quirk singularity.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned the quirk singularity. So Deku is talking to All Might about what happened, because he can't sleep, he tells him the story, and they discuss quirk singularity doomsday theory. So
I never understood that, because there isn't a group of people in the universe that are losing control of their powers.
Right.
Like, it's just yes, they're showing quirks getting more powerful, but they're not showing quirks being out of control. So I don't understand I don't understand why they're assuming it's not controllable. Like, it doesn't matter how big the gun is. If you don't pull the trigger, it's not going off.
Right.
Like, this gun is too big to not shoot it's not a real thing. You can't go to the gym and work out and be too strong to not punch. Like, the guy in the world who has the world record for a deadlift does not accidentally yeet his kid onto the roof of a building. Like, I'll get you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm too strong. Oh, he's never coming back down.
When he's tossing him up into the air, just throws him into a tree.
No, I mean, like he reaches down to pick up his he reaches down to a side deal to pick up his cell phone, and then just launches it into the fucking ceiling. Like, he goes through the popcorn ceiling, through the 2x6 beam, and just wedges itself halfway through the roof.
Yeah, he can't respond to text messages because he keeps breaking the screen.
Yeah, they're not showing people unable to control their powers. They're showing people not being able to finesse it, but there's no one with just oh man, there's tape coming up my elbows and it's too sticky. You just stop doing the tape. Oh, okay.
Maybe they're
I just don't understand that plot point.
I guess the only one that we know of who can't, he can control whether or not he wants to use it, but when he does use it, it's uncontrollable, and that's Dabi. So, because that fire, it just
Dabi controls his fire. It just burns him.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? The horn chick. She's the only one that can't turn her. That can't control her power.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. But I don't think that's a matter of her power. That's a matter of being dissected by monsters for years. I think that's the issue there.
True.
It's there's no one who hasn't been tortured by the League of Villains.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, because Eri literally could rewind time back to the Stone Age, so maybe that's what they're talking about.
But yeah, but no one who hasn't been, used who hasn't just been tortured for medical reasons hasn't had that issue. So, we're going forward in time here. Shit. This is very spoilery.
Go for it.
But no one who hasn't been tortured for medical reasons in a multi-season plot doesn't control their powers.
Right.
Everyone can at least not use them. Except the night guy, even he can walk around at night. He can't pull the shadow out without it going wild. He can always just not pull the shadow out.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the whole singularity just doesn't make sense at all. There's no backup for it. in
Yeah.
the comics or in the manga up to the part that I read.
Right. Let me just read. So it's quirks mix and evolve through generations, creating more powerful, complex quirks that nobody will be able to control. So
Yeah,
I don't know
they're
how
doing like the
far out.
sci-fi. They're doing like the sci-fi thing where it's like, oh yes, we found we found like this thing that twitches. It must be the universe folding, or
Yeah.
it could be something moving. One of those two. But then it turns out to be the universe folding because some scientist had a feeling.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
and
feeling.
if they're talking about hundreds of years from now, maybe, but it's nothing in the immediate future. And All For One was mentioning the singularity uh, last episode, so I don't.
I mean, he's probably causing it.
Yeah, yeah. Just and even when he's creating the Nomu, where he's shoving multiple quirks in there, they're still in control of the quirks. They might be like mostly mindless beasts, but even the Nomu that was fighting Endeavor,
Mm-hmm.
he was still able to control it, even was speaking. So I don't know what the. It doesn't seem anything that's imminent. So
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
if you're listening to this, and well, if you're not listening to this, you can't hear me. But if you're listening to this and like, oh, they're thinking they're knowing like these three examples that showed up in the anime, let us know like what you think hints to the inability to control them. Not the fact that quirks are getting more powerful, but the fact you just can't turn it off because
right.
strength does not mean it's out of control. I don't care how big a truck is, you don't have to hit the gas pedal.
Yeah, as long as there's an off switch, right?
The engine's idle too hard to hit the brakes. Like this is not an issue.
I have a question on the Invisible Girl, Toru Hagakure.
Mm-hmm.
Is she naked?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been
Question over.
explained multiple times, but yes. She
But
is sitting there with air pumping with everything just out in the wind.
okay,
I
because
mean, she's got two sets of chapped lips.
the reason I ask is because
Should we cut that?
No, absolutely not. That was a good one.
She's
Let
got
us know in
four
the
rosy
comments if you
cheeks.
thought that was a good one. So I only ask because they keep saying that Hatsume keeps making more new costumes and everything. So I was wondering if there's
Yeah, they
because
can't
like
make an invisible
Bakugo's
turtleneck for her.
costume is impervious to his explosions. Shoto's costume is impervious to the ice and the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if maybe she has like a jumpsuit or something. But
Well, here's the thing: if you had invisible clothing, that means you could make other things invisible. That's like all sorts. Like once you have, invisible guns, you don't really need superpowers anymore.
yeah, that's true.
I'm just
Least
gonna like it's gonna
at
have
the
like a
airport.
shoulder mounted rifle.
Yeah.
Just walk up to someone, hey, excuse me, sir. Pow 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 pow.
Put your keys in the you know how you can't go through the metal detector at the airport. Put your keys in there with a giant ass assault rifle.
Just
And they're
put a
like, damn,
grenade
why
in
is
it.
this bucket with keys so heavy? And they're sliding it to you. Yeah. It's Class A versus Class B. Sorry, Class 1A versus Class 1B, which is the first years. Uh, Hatsume, as I said, is making some adjustments to everyone's uniform, and Bakugo's looks a little different. Deku does. He's like, oh, looks really nice, all that stuff. Bakugo's like, fuck you, you little bitch. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
just Baku being literally has two lines, and they could have been removed from the episode.
I'll kill you.
Copy and
Oh my
paste every
god.
episode he's in for a couple seconds.
uh, Side note, I watched rewound the first episode of season, and Lemillion, aka Mirio Togura, is just the greatest character.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
love him.
no, I might die. He's floating down the river,
He's just in the river, just spinning around.
just smiling, just so happy. They save him, and he falls off the bridge again. Oh no, I fell. Oh, he's so good. So we get the Class B intros, and they do it kind of like a quick 2x2. And there's one guy that looks like he has a scouter from Dragon Ball Z. There's a horsey chick. Her name is Pony. Now this is going off of knowledge from the manga, but that Setsuna Tokage is the purple haired chick, and she's female Bakugo. So get ready for that. There's a dude named Manga who has a comic book for a face, and then Monema's being Monema. So Shinso is in this episode, and he's joining Class A for the potential to be switched to the hero course. So pretty excited about that. Are you a Shinso guy? Is that a Shinso house?
Yeah. I think I like the character arc of, having a power that's not really applicable to being a hero. I feel like he should just go into intelligence instead.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if a power like someone like the show with a power, like, I want to be a hero. Here's my power. Like, hey, come out of the side door. Come out of the side door. Listen, we're not going to put you on the news. We don't want anyone to know. So we're going to have you invade the League of Villains instead of a guy with feathers.
Right.
So listen, we've got like 3 guys here. Just ask him a question, hypnotize him, and then make him tell you all the information. Like this, he can solve all the problems that involve the League of Villains if they just get one guy who knows someone. Then they grab someone else. They, use like a portal or something to just body snatch people. They get all the information. They can just take that thing apart in like a week.
Yep.
There's no more villains left because they keep on getting hypnotized. Only individual villains can survive because, 3 people, 2 of them are going to be hypnotized and the third one's going to get snatched up and then be hypnotized too.
Yep. He needs some sort of like costume maker, so he can just become, because once people realize what his quirk is, he's kind of done. But if he's like some sort of, undercover type of dude, who has like all these ridiculous costumes and everything, he's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, any villain that's like roughly his size and weight and wears a mask, you can just pretend to be them, walk in there. Hey, what time is the meeting?
Yeah.
All right, here's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Hell, he could just pretend to be a pizza delivery guy. Did someone order a pizza? No. Gotcha. Who's not gonna say, like, I mean, every security guard tells you to not show up, right?
Yep.
He can just 100%. Break in anywhere he wants to, but no, he wants to go and try and out-punch Deku.
Yeah, he'd be way better as like some sort of spy type.
But yeah, I mean, because I mean, a lot of the issues in the world we have today, and also in this world, is just not being able to get into organizations or figure out what's going on. But if you got someone who can, hypnotize people, a lot of those issues go away.
Yep, it's pretty awesome.
But I have to wonder about like some of the technology. Like he turns 2 dials to copy someone's voice exactly.
Right. It's pretty scary.
I mean, that seems useful for a lot of things, not just this one use case.
Yep.
And then I still don't understand why everyone doesn't have that, grappling tape or whatever. It's big enough to pick a man up and throw him, and you just wear it around your neck and it just waves around.
Yeah. It's like the most flimsy yet strongest thing ever.
And like only 2 people have it. It's like like Star Wars where you wonder, why doesn't everyone have that Mandalorian armor?
Right.
Like I get like it's rare, but I'm pretty sure the Emperor could have some. the best Jedi could wear some Mandalorian armor, right?
Yeah.
If you strike me down, I become ever more powerful. Boom. Gotcha. I'm wearing some armor. Stab. And then Vader dies. Very different.
Yeah, I mean,
original trilogy.
He should have worn it underneath his cloak, so you can tell it's there. We get our first glimpse of Asui, who is Froppy. She using her like camouflage technique, which we haven't seen before. That was pretty cool. The last note I have here is about the giant bear-looking dude. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, they said they used the Vine Girl as a distraction, I didn't really understand that because the dude can talk to all the birds, right? He doesn't just have like one bird. So, but I mean, a strong, fast guy, beast. Maybe he can like smell the birds coming. I don't know. He smelled the birds coming and avoided them. That's all I got.
Yep.
But and then he just stops to explain his plan. Just classic anime stuff, which it's fun to laugh at it, but what are you gonna do? Just like the only other option is to like pause it and let Deku think, to narrate what's going on. That's the only way to like explain how they just got past them. So I liked him. All Might says he can see the vestiges that are inside One for All. So why didn't he mention that to Deku?
Right.
Seems like you should know that you're being possessed by a bunch of dudes and like 3 chicks.
Yeah, that's
just pretty. Maybe mention that before you feed someone your hair.
It's just still a pretty gross thing when you think about it.
Yeah, and then they have some foreshadowing where All Might's mentor says they are vestiges, but then they meet again in All Might. So, like, is that the afterlife for them?
I think so.
I mean, what if there's a better afterlife? You're just stuck being in some dude forever. Doesn't seem like a lot of fun.
At least you got some, you can still play pin the tail on the donkey together.
Yeah, and so I don't know if like she was just theorizing things, and it's one of those things where like the scientist realizes has a random idea that's not supported by any facts, but it turns out to be true because it's foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Or if she knows things, so like she had like a knowing smile when she was talking about it, like she knows things that she didn't tell All Might because no one fucking communicates in this lineage.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
The League of Villains, they discuss things. They know about the Nomu. They all know all the stuff they need to know to be effective. But the heroes are like, I'm going to keep things a secret from the person I trust the most. Yeah, so a lot. So there's I think there's going to be more stuff with the mentor. Like maybe she knew stuff, and I bet she's gonna talk to Deku like inside of him at some point.
Yeah. And for some reason, there are 2 of the vestiges that he cannot see. It's either because they're shrouding from him, or I guess we don't know at this point.
Yeah, I had a really weird thought though.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just consider this for a minute. So Deku and All Might are like, oh man, your mentor was really hot, wasn't he? Like, yeah. So Deku's a pretty nervous kid, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I was a teenager, getting used to all the hormones and the things that happen. If there had been a 40-year-old hot woman inside of me, it would have been really awkward to do anything.
Yeah. Is she watching me right now? I'm on the hub watching Happy Death Day.